Hello and welcome to another edition of the LaLanne Pass It On podcast. My name is Greg Justice. I am here with the co-host and real star of the show, Elaine, LaLanne. How are you today, Elaine?
Well, I'm so excited to meet our guest today. So I'll let you tell us all about it, okay?
Absolutely. Well, our special guest today is Cathe Friedrich. Now, she is the founder of Cathe.com, which is one of the largest and most visited fitness websites. She released her first video in 1989, and since then has created and produced more than 1,000 advanced workout videos. Cathe continues to stay on the cutting edge through her Cathe Live workout streaming channel and on-demand offerings. She is the co-owner of Four Seasons Health Club in Glassboro, New Jersey, and was inducted into the National Fitness Hall of Fame in 2011. Cathe, it is a pleasure to have you as our special guest today.
Hey, wait a minute. Give her thumbs up. Oh, she's a real dynamo.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could get fireworks like that. Oh, wow. I did not expect a firework welcome here. Thank you so much. It is my honor and pleasure to be here with both of you today. So thank you for having me on as your guest.
Oh, we were to know all about you, you know.
Well, where can I begin?
Well, you have anything to ask her? But I want to ask her what was your motivation and how did you get into fitness? Because we all get in some way. I was eating chocolate donuts and smoking cigarettes, and then that was. But I I'll
bet that wasn't Cathe's
interest. I want to know your story.
Well, it's ironic. I've been active my whole life, did ballet, gymnastics, track and field growing up. And then when I was 16, I went with my friend to Elaine Powers. I don't know if you're familiar with Elaine Powers, and that goes back to, I guess, like the very, very early 80s. She said, oh, come with me. My mom's making me go with her to this workout place at Elaine Powers. Had no idea what that was at the time. But as soon as we walked in, it was a fitness studio, like a boutique studio. And it was, there was a guest presenter there at the time, Joni Greggins. You're probably familiar.
Oh, I know Joni, a very good friend of mine. Yeah.
Oh, great. And that's wonderful. And she was a guest presenter that day. They must have had a big event going on. And I just went in with my friend having no idea what to expect other than we were going to do some kind of exercise. And it started, and she was just at the front guiding us, and something inside of my heart started like racing. And like I said, I had been active all my life, so movement was not unfamiliar to me, but that was choreography, music, just brought it all together for me. And I was so excited. I couldn't contain my excitement. My friend was bored. She wanted to go home. The class was over. She went home with her mother. And I went to the front desk and I said, what would it take for me to teach here? I just have to do something more with this. So I was a little young at the time. They wanted me to at least be 17. I took home the notes with me. I said, I'm going to be 17 shortly. Please, I want to, on my 17th day, I'm coming in here. I want to start teaching. So I was ready to go, and that was it. It just ignited a fire in me, and I knew that that was going to be somehow, some way, what I was going to do with my life.
Wow.
And, yeah, so that was very exciting. And I had, even though I had not had the honor to meet Jack while he was living, I had the honor to take his message and inspire, continuing to inspire, to help others, to help themselves. And that has been a huge honor.
Well,
at the time when I was into it, Jack was doing more, I was connected, seeing him more with the juicer and all of that. So then I did my homework and read all about him. And he was electrifying, as you know, so well.
He electrified me. I tell you, I'm even writing the book Pride and Discipline. When I was writing that, I'm writing and seeing his writings. I said, oh my gosh, I'm all charged up again. But
yeah.
But Cathe, I wanted to tell you, I sent you that book, and you wrote me back, and you touched my heart with your beautiful note that you wrote to me about Jack. And I'm so happy to finally meet you and thank you in person.
Oh, thank you so much. And your words, I actually have the book right here. I have so many of the
I
books.
got the book right here. It's
Yes.
even called.
And I have your beautiful message that you had both written to me, and that completely touched my heart. And you have
Oh,
no idea. To have the First Lady of Fitness write to me personally in this book is like, it will be with me for life.
That's not
You know-
my title. That's the title they all put on me. I'm not the First Lady of Fitness. but-
Yes, you are.
Well,
Yes,
you are to all of us, yes. I completely, that's how you're viewed and held up onto such a pedestal. You're carrying the torch for all of us to continue to follow, and you're doing it so wonderfully well.
That's only because I'm so old.
Well, Elaine, the name of this podcast is Pass It On. And
Yeah.
both Cathe and I are the next generation to pass it on. And we're going to make sure that Jack's message of helping people
Yeah.
help themselves is
That's
carried
all
on
I
for
want.
generations.
That's all I want when we wrote the book. I said it the first thing I said, all I want is to see that Jack LaLanne gets his due, because I read a lot of these articles in the paper and whatnot, and they'd start out with Richard Simmons and Jane Fonda. I thought, no, it's Jack that started all this,
Yeah.
But people, even the writers, they don't know this, And even when I started on television in 1949, actually, and all that was all for the next 10 years, it was all live. And so we have nothing to show for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, like Greg said, all of us in the fitness industry, we are here to pass it on, and we will do him so proud and you so proud. It's an
Absolutely.
honor to carry the message on.
And Cathe, kind of talking about passing it on. I mean, I love all the work that you do. In fact, I got to tell you, this is such a joy for me, because right here are two of my favorite fitness ladies in the industry. So I love being with these two. But I know you do a lot of road trips.
Yes.
You have followers that are called Cathletes. And I love that title. Let's talk a little bit about the road show, what you do, where you go, how often you do it.
Okay, we try to do road trips twice a year. We have one local on site so that people can come and meet the cast members, see where we actually film. And it's just nostalgic because that's where we actually film the videos and that were the workouts. And then we do one off site because sometimes people can't always make it in. So we try to hit different major popular states, and we've done one at Disney, we've done New York, we've done Dallas, Chicago, tried to hit San Diego once too. Yes, it was San Diego. And so what we do is we just get a group, like Greg said, we call them Cathletes, and the name came about that one time I was wearing a shirt that said athlete on it. And because before this, we just said Catheites or Cathe people, And so my shirt said athlete, but somebody thought they saw a C on the side to make it say Cathlete, and it just stuck. It was like, thank you for finally coining the term for us. It just completely identifies what we are. So basically, if you work out you're an avid worker outer, you would be an athlete. But if you work out with me and our community, you would be a cathlete. So that's how it came about. Yes. And so we go to different towns. We usually have a whole weekend nonstop. It starts Friday night and it goes all the way through to Sunday morning. It's community building. It is empowering. So people supporting women. Yes, it's mostly women, but there are men that come on, there are children that come on, there's pets. And I cannot begin to tell you how they touched my lives. And when we had to do the pandemic version through the pandemic, obviously we all couldn't be together. So we did a virtual one. And that was almost unique in itself, because instead of them just coming to me and showing me everything that's in their world, I actually was right in their homes virtually. And they were bringing their husbands in, their children, their pets, and one had a talking parrot. It was so cute. And it just really is heartwarming and very emotional. You do hear some extremely touching stories of how the workouts and all the passion that you put into this has completely changed them from whether it be health or motivation, getting them through a divorce, getting them through a disease, a sickness, illness, or just empowering their lives to be happier, better people, or also grooming another instructor up, right? They didn't know it. They had it in themselves to want to teach fitness until the way I was empowered by going to that class. And they're like, what can I do to do what you do? So it really goes full circle all the way around.
And so it just popped into my mind that you're an educator and a motivator.
Yes, I try my hardest to be, as your tough footsteps to follow.
Well, and the thing you've got in common with Jack is you had a TV show for many years as well. Let's talk a little bit about that, where it aired, how long you did it.
Yeah, it was on the Discovery Health Channel, Fit TV. They had a show there, and my show was Cardio Blast. I believe Sharon Mann and Galad were on it as well. And we were the three that were on the most all day long. So that kind of put me on the map. There are two moments in life that put me on the map. The idea show, the Discovery Health Fit TV show was on 7 years. And like I said, they continued to air it pretty much around the clock all day long. So we got a lot of people to know about us through that. The other time was back in 1991. I went to the Idea World show, and that was held in Tennessee at the time. And I had my first advanced step video. Step was huge in the 90s, as we all know. And I always knew I wanted to do something. I had this fire inside of me that stemmed from the Elaine Powers moment. And I was like, what can I do? I couldn't contain that feeling of I need to serve others through movement and fitness. And so when I came up with this video, I brought it to the Idea booth. I was really a nobody. I was certified through Idea. I got certified in 1986. Was a member, I think, since 84, and then got certified in 86. And really no one knew of me. But at the time, Jen Miller was out and other people who were doing step. And I remember just my booth all the stuff to go in the booth at the expo got lost. So I took this little sheet of cardboard, put on what the price of the video, and just have this little player that I got rented there, a little TV like this big, put my little VHS tape in at the time. And I stood there in the expo next to it, and it drew attention because step was big, but nobody really had a lot of DVD or videos, VHS tapes out at the time. And I started seeing people coming into the booth, and all of a sudden I started seeing the likes of Nike people coming over, Reebok people coming over. And before you knew it, it just won the hearts of a lot of people. We sold out. I then did another order after that, sold out. And then I started going on the circuit and whatever. So that's how I built it. And then the next big step was the television show, Discovery Health Fit TV. So it was two big bumps that kind of got me out there.
You know that where you had to write it on the cardboard, that was probably interesting to a lot of people. They'll say, I want to go over and look at that.
Yeah, who is this girl with this little poster board? She must have something if she's going to put this thing up, right?
Jack on his television used to write. He'd have a blackboard, and it would move. So he would go up and write all this stuff on the blackboard or draw something, or but people like that. I would be, if I were in that expo, I'd come over and see who is this person that's got this cardboard.
Well, when you're passionate, as Jack always was, passionate in the heart, you will find a way to get your message out, right?
Right.
And I sense that in all of us here, right? I mean, you run an amazing enterprise yourself, and Greg, I've seen all your work. Your personal training business is huge and successful. And now you've come into the publishing group and met Elaine here, and you guys have done so much beautiful, harmonious things together to promote Jack's message.
I said, I tell everybody, I said, I learned from osmosis.
And also, Elaine, we're just getting started, right? We've got a lot more to do.
Oh my goodness sakes,
I'm
I
very
got so much,
excited.
I have so much content up here. And then I've got it written down, and I've got, I could go on forever, but gosh, I'm 98, and how much longer can I go?
The energy that you have is astounding to me. You're so sharp, so focused, so motivated. What an influencer you are. You are the OG influencer for sure. Of course, Jack was there and you're carrying the torch and you're doing it so well.
But you know, when I was thinking about you and about Greg and about so many people that are successful in this business, it's because you believe. And when you believe in what you're doing and you have it in your heart, and it shows, you ooze out, it oozes out of you. You know, even movements, even smiles, even your eyes, because you can tell the excitement you have. And so we want to inspire everybody to get that enthusiasm and
Yeah.
get off your seat and onto your feet, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that's an honor hearing that from you, and I know Cathe feels much the same because
Oh, yeah.
everything that we learned in this industry came from the
They'll be
Godfather
passing
of
it
Fitness.
on.
Yeah, so we're just certainly passing it on.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a transition here, Cathe, because there's a funny story that I don't know if you told me or where I heard the story. It was probably you several years ago, but at the National Fitness Hall of Fame in 2011, you were inducted. And it was at the Arnold Classic. And there's a funny picture about you getting your picture taken with Arnold, with your father, right?
Yes.
I want you to tell that story to Elaine. She'll get a kick out of it.
Oh gosh, Elaine. So we're getting the award at the Arnold Classic. So Arnold's going to make a presentation. He normally isn't always at these things, right? So he's going to come in and I saw the security off to the side. Well, first I just need to give you a little bit of background that my family is German and they come, their dialect that they spoke in Austria back in the day was the same hometown and dialect that Arnold spoke. So when we got there, my father was as a hobby by trade, a photographer. And I said to the security, what are the chances of me getting a picture with Arnold as he comes in? They're like, oh, good luck, because he's going to be adored by everybody and try to get in there, right? So my dad got through to him with his German, with the dialect, the same native tongue. He came in and he said in German, my daughter is here. You're going to be getting an award and you're going to be presenting the awards at this event. Could you please we would be so honored if you could please just take one picture with her. And you could see his face looking like, who's talking? I recognize that voice or that language, right? And so he looks and he sees and he kind of positions himself there and I jump right in and I was waiting to be pulled away, but nobody pulled me away. And I'm like, hurry, take your
Well,
picture. This
Arnold's very good about
so
that.
my father's hands are shaking like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, don't make a blurry picture now. So he takes the picture and he says in German, just in case, could I just get one more? And he just goes, Britte Weiss.
Yeah.
So that was what we got. And I was like,
Yeah.
and by the way, the picture came out completely in clear view. So I was very, very happy to have it.
And I'm going to overlay the picture while we're talking about this when I edit. So they'll see the picture. It's a great picture.
Oh, great. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's honestly my whole career, I could never have seen it move forward the way it has. And it has just been, as you said, Elaine, it oozes out of me as I'm sure it oozes. I can see that it oozes out of the two of you. There's just nothing that holds us back, right? You wake up passionate about it. You love every minute of your day. We all have moments where we need a shot of adrenaline a little bit, but for the most part, we wouldn't trade what we do for anything in the world. We know this has been our mission in life, and it's just such a pleasure to continue to serve it out.
Right.
What do you do for your daily workout regimen, Cathe? What is your weekly?
Weekly, if I'm not filming videos or that kind of thing, weekly I teach 5 days a week So
Oh,
basically,
you're working out then.
yes, I'm working out then, and then if I have time later in the day, I'll take maybe 20 to 30 minutes to go in the weight training room and kind of get the weights going a little more, because the group fitness classes, it kind of taps into everything. You might do a little kickboxing, a little weights, a little cardio routines, but if I want to focus more on my strength training, I generally go into the gym and work out
Yeah.
there. And that's kind of Monday through Friday. I like to take at least one rest day on the weekend. I'll do something that's a little out of the norm, just something that's not always right in the gym, but satisfies movement. And just
You just said it, you're moving.
yeah, right. So, and I always say the people in my classes, they're my perfect little experimental lab, because as we know, when we are in a handful of people, we're all kind of united, and I can see what works, what doesn't. So I carry that message over to the DVDs or the workouts. I have an online platform plus DVDs. We still have a lot of people that like both, so we still make those as well. And it kind of just tells you how people are grasping content, what you'd like to see, what they would even like to see more of or less of. And as we know now, we're moving into more, there's always fitness, but it's kind of transitioning now into wellness, more mind body recovery, not just always going in and hitting it so hard physically, also stimulating the mind, also eating correctly, and all goes hand in hand. Self-love too. Make sure you get some massages in there. Do things that make you happy in your heart. That's just as important as keeping physically fit.
You just said it. You've got to learn to love yourself. Too many
Yes.
people don't love themselves, and they
Right.
don't respect. And you are individualized. Everybody is individualized in this life, and there's nobody like you. And I can see how some people are up there just doing their thing, and they're doing, and people are following them. But are they relating to their group? Are they relating to the people that are doing it? And see, that's what you do. You relate to them, and you're excited, and you use them as, oh, well, let's see, this is, I don't think this is working, but we'll try this other one. And see, you can, you have a way of uh, getting to your audience. And but some people don't get to their audience. And if there's somebody that's trainers that are looking on today, I think you should take an example here of Cathe, because she just said it. She relates to her people, and she learns from her people, and we both learn from each other.
Right.
So,
Definitely. Well, thank you.
Beautifully said, LaLanne, beautifully said. And Cathe, you've got an amazing facility in New Jersey. Let's talk a little bit about Four Seasons, how that came to be,
yeah.
and the expansive size and what all you offer in that world.
Yes. So when I first got out of college, when I got into college, I'm sorry, I should start there. I met my business partner at the time. I didn't know he was going to be my business partner. I just taught there part-time through college. Once college ended, at the time, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to, I had a communications degree. I knew in the background, I was always teaching classes, and somehow I was going to make this combination of communications and fitness work. So going back toward North Jersey where I lived, I couldn't quite find the fit. The communications field was saturated. So I came back to South Jersey, and where Chris had his gym it was called Four Seasons, but at that time it was very small. I made the decision that I was going to just continue to work for him, but then shortly in the time of working for him, I quickly realized that we should just merge. He was more the business end, I was the talent. And then we grew together. I learned more about business, and he understood more about fitness, and we merged the video world into the health club world. And inside the facility, each time we've graduated, this is our third location now, and probably our final location, because I think we're big enough now to manage. So it's a huge facility. Now we just got 25,000 more square feet. So we're about 85,000 square feet big now. And yes, so we had main fitness, 5 fitness rooms within the main weight rooms. And now we're just expanding to put 6 pickleball courts in and turf field for, not for like football or anything. This is for training us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a big undertaking, but we love it. And Chris is just as passionate as I am about fitness. He was a power lifter back in his day, and it's been a beautiful harmony between the two of us, and we've taken our passions and made a world to continue to inspire others. So, in the world of fitness and health and wellness.
That's great. I've always said it takes two to tango,
Yeah.
But you see, we all need somebody. We all have our own specialty. But when
Exactly.
we find out somebody else's that we can relate to, then we can have a bigger tango.
Well, and you said something real interesting there too, Cathe, and why I think you're so successful, why you and Chris are together is because your skills complemented each other. They weren't the same thing. A lot of times business relationships come together because two people have such commonality, and unfortunately there's no balance in that. You need to have diverse skills. And so that is so important in successful partnerships where you were this, he was this, and you were riding the path together, complementing each other's skills. So I think that's amazing. And think about 85,000 square feet. That is massive.
Massive.
Yeah, it really.
I thought 50,000 square feet was massive, but now 85,000.
Well, yeah, that's the last 25,000 square feet is where the pickleball courts and the turf field is, and that will open, looks like mid-August right now. We just have been building that out, so
Pickleball is really popular. Yeah.
Yeah, pickleball is, wow, it's like
It's
the
crazy.
craze, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Well, movement is movement. I personally haven't played a lot of it yet, and I can't say I've caught on the wave yet, but you have to service the needs of what's out there and
Oh yeah,
once the challenges.
You'll be hooked.
Yeah, I played it twice and I loved it more than I can even tell you. It was so much fun, but it is
Really?
that's something new too. I just thought that.
Do this
We're getting
again.
some new experiences. Yeah, we'll do a thumbs up again. Get the
No.
Is
there
that
it is. Now we're just playing. Before this gets out of control, I want to make sure that we give them the information, Cathe, where people can learn more about you, your websites, your social media. Let's talk about.
Sure. My website's cathe.com, CATHE.com. We also have Facebook page. I have a business page, and then I have a private page too. So it's under Cathe Friedrich. We have Instagram as well. We have Pinterest. Pinterest isn't as interactive as the other two pages are. And so that we can connect through there, through Messenger on either of those platforms or on the website. We're very active through the website. So it's been a wonderful avenue. And we had one of the earliest websites out there with discussion forums on them that were huge. But now, as we know, social media and the platforms are opening, people are kind of putting their information more on that venue or platform versus just putting it on discussion forums on websites. So, get the word out that way. So you can contact me any one of those ways.
And you'll be in Los Angeles for our jump.
Yes, I am going to be joining you for the LaLanne Jumping Jack Challenge on July 12th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I believe it's the Idea World Expo Hall that it's going to be in, right?
Yeah,
In the West Hall.
You got it down.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Yes.
I can't wait to join you all I'm so pumped up for this.
Yeah.
It's just going to be phenomenal. And we're going to break that record and then some. No one's going to touch it when we're done.